Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I don't know where Leoni's camera has gone, but his camera's just disappeared. But I hope you're all doing well. And welcome back to another one of our art critique sessions. I'll keep an eye out for Leoni if he comes back. But with us today, I've got Mattia. So hello, Mattia. Hope you're doing
Hey
well.
guys.
Thank you everyone for the really good submissions. We've got 7 to look at today, 2 of which we don't have a massive amount to talk about, but we'll say what we can. If in the future you would like welcome back, Leoni. If in the future you'd like to have your work looked at, then we open up submissions in our Discord server. So feel free to keep an eye out in there. I'll do a big @ when they're next open again. But for now, I don't know if you want to say hi, Leoni. I think you disappeared for a few minutes.
Hello, guys. I'm in Cambridge.
Yeah, he's come to visit us while we go to Concept 101 on Friday.
Yeah, and Jaden don't want to meet me. He's hiding in his place.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow.
I will just say something. Militza said that I should terrorize your desk. Right there.
No, that would be so mean.
Yeah, vandalize your desk.
Unbelievable. Well, the boss is there. Emra's there, so you'll get in trouble if you do that.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, let's jump in. First off, I believe this is Ophi. So if you're here, Ophi, then say hi. Thank you for your submission. You mentioned that this was part of a portfolio project that you've recently finished, and that you're looking for improvement on rendering techniques. They've had sort of the most trouble with the pants of the character, and there's some flatness in other parts of the image, such as the sort of container on the belt. I think that looks a little bit flat.
Sorry, which this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay.
But overall, I think they're looking for more feedback on rendering. So.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start it. Okay, so yeah, from what I see here, in general, this look good, but it needs a bit of contrast, probably. Yeah, I would say we can start to render a bit more the piece.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do it with an overlay. Okay. Yeah, so here it looks like really basic for now, so that's maybe why it feels a bit flat to you, since it's just the flat color plus some shadows. Yeah, so as I said, you can increase a bit the contrast by adding some color to it, and some depth to the piece. Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I will do it quickly so that my point is clear.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there are some issues in the anatomy and the pose as well, now that I look at it. Especially, yeah, when I'm seeing like the hair, this little thing here, looks like they have some movement, but she's quite still. So maybe you should, even the chain here is completely still. So there is something, wrong about it in a sense that, yeah, the pose doesn't sell like the movement the movement of this object here.
Yeah, because the feather is the feather on the belt is like blowing in the breeze, but the hair doesn't really seem to match it, I suppose.
Yeah. So it's good to add some movement to your piece with this how you say this element like hair, like things that flow in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah. So at least you have to be consistent with all of them. So you see, for example, here on the top, they're like floating, but should be more consistent.
Mm-hmm. Can you see this as well, Leoni, or have you got it up? Okay.
Awesome. The voice of the truth.
No, I'm here to do one of two things, or it's agreeing with everything Mattia says, or just saying he's wrong all the time. Say no, disconsider everything he says.
I prefer the second one. Let's start the fight.
Yeah, we could do a stream that like one person says one thing and the other person says the opposite, and the artists have to choose what they have. What is the right feedback?
They critique us, then the critique is for us, not for them.
Yeah, like everything you say, I can say the opposite.
Yeah.
So
the arm, it looks perfect. Mm-hmm. The anatomy is right.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. So here, I just noticed that here the arm has some issues. At least from what I see, I go back and forth. So. Yeah, it looks like I did something before. I don't know. Like, yeah. So you see, like, it looks like the forearm.
The forearm, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't overlap properly here. Looks like the view is like on the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually coming a bit forward. So it should follow something more like this. I mean, this is really bad, but just to give you the idea. So so that the movement here looks more natural, and the pose is not so stiff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the same time, I think maybe even here, like the dagger should be like here. Something.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the rotation of the hand isn't quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the pose in general is not bad without the arm. The arm are a bit stiff. I like the belly here. And the pose in general is quite it's not that dynamic, but it's good. It's good in general.
Yeah. We actually have a question that was related to the pose like not matching the motion of the accessory. They were saying, is that an anatomy issue, or is that or could that be the fault of something else? So that feather.
I mean, it should be fine, but you see, like the pants, like the chain doesn't follow it, so you have to make sure that the whole character is moving in some way. So it's not the pose itself, because she can be still there and still have some wind coming across. But in this case, I don't see it working. What do you think, Alex?
I think Leoni is disconnected again for some reason. When we tested this earlier, it all worked fine.
Maybe this is his disappointment.
No, you're doing great. Oh, he's back. There he is. He's back. Hello again. This worked fine earlier when we were testing it. I don't know what the problem is now, but
yeah, it's because it's like it's not the usual setup, so it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
So I'm here just to get in the way of Mattia's great feedbacks.
Mattia actually just asked what your opinion was.
About what? What do you think about the pose? Why it doesn't feel like the hair and the stuff they're right? Why they're not moving properly?
Maybe in terms of shapes, you have too many straights. Like with the arm, the anatomy of the arm can flow a little bit better. The folds on the clothing, even the hair can have a little bit more curve on the upper part of the body, like especially the would be the left arm, right? And like I agree with everything you said about the arm holding the dagger, like feels kind of flat. So I think it's more a shape language thing. Could be a little more flowy. It's kind of stiff.
Yeah. Sorry guys, but my Photoshop is lagging a lot. Maybe because of the stream. So
probably.
Okay. It doesn't look too bad on the stream, which is strange.
Okay.
On the stream, it looks like fine.
Yeah, because when I zoom in, is kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you commented on that, but the hand, like the left hand, kind of looks like she has only 4 fingers. She's missing the pinky, when you look far away. Because I'm looking the whole image in a small screen, I noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing, like now I working on it, but the highlight on the gold here confuses a bit with this white tattoo. Looks like there is something like some light in this spot, but it's actually not like that. So maybe you can, you can differentiate a bit here the colors, and maybe the light can be a bit more settled. So yeah, in general, what I recommend you is to add some color to your piece. Use more than 2 values to feel more depth. Yeah, and maybe, well, I don't know, I can move to this one to, you can, if you want to render a bit better your thing, like you can make it more imperfect, I say.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can add some a bit more differentiation here, and like separate light and shadow a bit better here as well.
Yeah. And also like try to render the material better to be clear what material is this mask made of.
Yeah,
because it's very like simple shaded right now. It's difficult to understand like what the material would be.
Yeah, it says like maybe it's made of blood. Actually, I'm not
blood?
sure now. Is it, or maybe there was a description made of. Made of.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it is made of.
It's made of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now maybe I'm not sure how to make it look like blood, but maybe it can have much more imperfection.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay.
It's a hard material to convey, I suppose, because I think it's supposed to be
Yeah.
fairly solid. So whether you'd be looking at like that kind of like dried kind of scab blood, you know.
Yeah, like I was thinking about how I would solve this. Like if I had in the briefing, like the character have a mask that is made of blood, I think I would make it a feel more liquid in terms of the look of the mask, just to convey the idea better. Oh, it's like a very like it's not realistic at all, but it would be like maybe dripping something like with more highlights or something that kind of gross, but would look more like, oh, this is a blood mask or something. Because it's like, if it's super dried out and solid color and material, I think it's hard to convey the idea that is blood.
I mean, if
At
you
least,
don't read the description, you will never get it. Probably.
Yeah, like if it's not actual blood, it's more like, oh, it's painted with blood or something. It can be different, right? You can have like a wooden mask, a wooden texture, and then have like splashes of blood on top, like something. You could do something different to convey the idea better. Oh, this is a blood mask, you know. Like maybe if it's wooden mask and like you have the blood like dripping out of it, would be nice, you know. Or like a hand stamp, like a bloody hands on the mask or something that could be very interesting to look at and convey the idea better.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm really slow, guys. I cannot pick any color. Oh.
It's okay.
Photoshop is not helping.
I was going to say we could probably move on to the next one if unless you guys have any sort of final things to say about this one.
No, I would say, as I said, bring back some highlight, bring back some color to it, and in general, it's not that bad. Even the pants here that you see, you said you have some problem. I don't see this as a main problem. It's just focus more on separate better light and shadow, like you did on on this little piece on the belt, and
nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sorry I didn't comment too much on this. We had a lot of technical issues. I didn't listen to a bunch of things, but
hopefully
go like the next one will be better.
Yeah, hopefully. To say none of this happened when we tested it earlier, so like I'm sorry everybody. But yeah, who's next, Mattia?
Okay. This. I think we can go with this one.
Okay. Yeah. So that's that is meat meats. Yeah. So if you're here, meat, then say hi. It's a really cool character, actually. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that they didn't really provide a massive amount of detail on what they're looking for. They just said that it seemed sort of empty or unfinished, and they're not sure where or how to improve upon it. So I guess any feedback, it will be good. And they are in the chat, so hello. Be sure to ask any questions if you've got any.
Yeah, so actually about this piece, I don't have, I mean, you could talk a lot about it, but in general it's really good. So I was thinking to make a quick comment on it, because the style, I don't see why you what you think is unfinished is that it has its own style. It
Mhm.
has few issues, maybe like the arm here.
Yeah.
Is it flip? Did I flip it? Okay, no. Like this arm here looks a bit unnatural. Like the end of the forearm is too uh, flat. I mean,
Mhm.
you can see like maybe you can bring back some roundness at the bottom of it to give it more like a natural look. This is one of the biggest things I see. Then I would say maybe the area around her neck is a bit say too much things going on there.
Oh, yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
busy. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can bring back a bit maybe, and the neck maybe is a bit too far from the torso. Let me see. What do you think?
Yeah, like the anatomy around this part looks a little bit odd.
Yeah,
Probably like the neck looks a little bit out of center,
yeah,
right?
yeah. This is the biggest issue. Yeah, this era you should simplify, or maybe yeah, you lose a lot of attention here. Like yeah, you waste the attention around these little things. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I would simplify it. And about rendering, I mean, this style is really nice, but maybe if you want to be more polished, or I don't know, which is your goal? Because this by itself is nice. Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I was looking better of this area, like the neck part, this element on her neck and the hair.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
I for like when I was watching it in a thumbnail, I didn't see the hair too well until
Yeah,
I zoomed in, and I think the shapes are super nice.
yeah,
But maybe in terms of like how much elements you have and contrast between the hair and the skin, that is not like too different. It's an element that looks nice, but it don't read too well in
Mhm.
uh, the silhouette, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
So maybe you could simplify this area a little bit just to make sure that you see things better. Like I think the horns are super nice the way you did this
Mhm.
like net thing that's holding the horns
yeah,
is super cool. Like this jester neck piece is nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
yeah.
Uh,
Everything has its purpose, but yeah, just miss some separation here some way. I don't know. Maybe you can do like in Earthstone and like use some outline to separate a bit more like these pieces here. I don't know, but in general, I think yeah, you have to diminish a bit the details here or simplify the shapes.
Mm. Yeah. So a lot of the issues are sort of focused around that collar and neck area. It seems because it's just so busy.
yeah, yeah, it's too much going on. In the rest of the image, I
Mm.
think it's pretty clear, like
Yeah.
in terms.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
he's disappeared again.
yeah,
But but yeah, I think we kind of got what he was saying in that. Um,
yeah,
oh,
Okay,
there we
I
go.
don't know why it happens, but like every 10 minutes or so, it
Yeah.
Streamlit kicks me off. Okay, I was saying that in the rest of the outfits, it's super clear. Everything is very well separated,
Mhm.
uh, so you can read super well the thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very solid concept.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you have any other comments about this one? Any thoughts on the rest of the piece, or is the rest of it looking good?
Yeah, from my side, I think it's good to go.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool.
Nice work.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your submission, Meet. And I hope that helped a little bit. I know it was a pretty quick one, but I was speaking to Mattia earlier, and we were saying that it's like there's not a lot we can say about it because it's really cool, and it's already really good. So it's a good thing that we didn't have much to say about it.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Okay. Which is the next one?
I think
I had.
It's Anna's, I think, was next.
Okay, this one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember I gave some feedback on this piece.
Okay.
Already on the channel.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that they're still in the process of implementing some feedback that they got. But hey, Anna, I can see you in the chat. Hello. And they've said that they've recently started making environmental pieces, so they're still learning quite a lot. They're currently struggling with having the whitest white in the focal point, so like a sort of magical glowing item that's against another white background element, such as clouds, for example. They didn't know if there was a workaround for that, along with sort of other advice on value grouping as well.
Yeah, I mean, the planning of the piece maybe is a bit wrong from the beginning, since you don't want to put as he said, like the glow surrounded by really bright areas. So in general here I see some other issues. So I think maybe it reminds me of a tree I saw in this pic here. So maybe she can help. Do you remember this? It looks like the same color here. So in here, to make it look better, I think you can differentiate a bit more your values, not values, hue. Since the sky is greenish, everything is greenish. So maybe you can start like by using more blue in the sky. So you have already done something to differentiate a bit more your piece. And in general here in the shadow you went really dark, really dark, and when you separate shadows and light, you can choose maybe to use some warm color for the light and some cold color for the shadows. Here, looks like the color in shadow are still too warm, because you have the light warm, but the shadow is still warm. So you can maybe do like it's done here. So you see, like, you have the bright side that is really warm, and the shadow part that is quite cold. So something like this. I don't know. I just pick some color, but maybe the values is not right.
Yeah. Well, as long as it gets the idea across.
Yeah. And you just try to like maybe here you use some green. I don't know why you put some green on in the shadow. Maybe you think it's far away, but I don't think they're too far to justify like this atmosphere coloring the shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the same for the background here. Like, yeah, it's still in yours. It's really confused and it's still really green. So maybe I will suggest to separate a bit the this plane here,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you can create some depth with some mountains using some bluish color to make it feel like there is atmospheric perspective. You say?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, to solve Alex, I call you to solve this problem in the middle. What do we? Because let's say that the piece is like that. Maybe I don't know. We need some shadow or some darker things here,
Mm.
but it's a bit hard.
Yeah, for me, it's a little confusing because you also have like a ball in the back, like I don't know if it's like a moon or other planet or something that is
Yeah.
directly behind, uh, but it's not, totally visible. It's in front of the clouds also. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm not sure.
what is this? Like,
Yeah. It
what is the
looks like.
purpose of this ball thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was something like yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
should
it's
define
an
a bit
aura.
Yeah, they say it's supposed to be an aura
kind of
from the
a
totem.
aura.
Yeah, but it kind of looks like it's something that wasn't meant to be there, but because you couldn't
Mm.
figure out the cloud problem, it
Yeah,
Yeah, the thing about clouds is that because they're so organic and they can be any shape, size, and can be anywhere, you can use this uh, to reinforce some things in your composition. For example, if it makes sense for the background to be brighter, to silhouette better this element that you have, you can put white clouds on the back. And if it makes too noisy, you can remove the clouds and make this element shine by itself. If you want to make some kind of aura or something, I think you could remove the clouds on the back and make the aura being the brightest thing, because you did like a perfect circle thing. For me, like it kind of reads like a distant planet or like the Death Star coming from the
yeah.
sky,
Yeah, I had that same thought as well, and it took. I was looking at it for a few minutes, thinking, is this a moon in the background or something different? But...
Yeah, and actually, like you see it, like you can do the same for this other element here, as I showed for the other tree. Yeah, you go a bit more warm in the light, and here is almost bluish in the shadows, while before here it was something like that. Yeah, you can go like this, and maybe yeah, you can add because I see here you use some bluish on the tree, like is kind of a reflected light from the sky, but you can use it in the shadow and not in the light. So you see here, it was almost like in light. Does it make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like this indirect light, bounce light and things like that get totally overpowered by the sun. Like you can have, for example, a flashlight in the dark. It's a super bright spot, but if you have a flashlight below the sun, like you cannot can even see the effect of having a flashlight, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
have a, yeah, there is a nice, I take a Alex piece here. Uh, yeah, you can see like in the shadows, you can see this kind of bluish that here is kind of gray reflection
yeah.
of the sky,
Hmm.
but you cannot see where the light is of the sun is
Yeah.
touching the ground. So
Yeah,
that's
and
kind of,
one thing that Alex did there, like if you zoom in, that is super nice, is that like the highest saturation is in the deeper shadows, like the ambient
Mm-hmm.
occlusions. So if you remove this ambient occlusion, this grass would look probably just gray.
yeah,
But because you have like that deep uh, saturation in the shadows, you can bring back the green. You know, it's nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like in this Alex piece, you can see like how you don't need a lot of saturation to
Yeah.
sell the colors. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, but yeah, even here, I don't know, maybe you see like there's no much saturation actually. It's like, yeah, the relation between the shadows and light that gives it yeah, maybe powerful look. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah, that's what I wanted to say about it. So in general, yeah, double check these elements. Especially the composition, since this is the first things you wanted to show but it's hard to see it, and then the other things, they are just tips to improve your work, and once you have established a good composition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you talk something about the this foreground shadow part? I was not listening.
No, I said they
Person.
were just really dark, and yeah, yeah, comment about it.
Yeah, like one thing, one trick that I got from a landscape artist, traditional landscape artist, is that you can divide your landscape in four groups values. Like
Okay.
you can have the sky that almost all the time will be the brightest value. Then the second one will be the ground plane because it's like a flat plane that receives a lot of this light. And then the third would be like the slopes and mountains. So it will be a little darker because it's on an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And then like trees and characters, they are straight. They don't receive so much light. They will be the darkest value. So if you apply,
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, almost there with your
okay,
revelation. Okay.
There we go.
uh, so four values, right?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
apply this simple rule, even in especially in shadow, actually, because you don't have the light coming directly, it's like just indirecting. So if you separate your elements into these four groups, like brightest thing will be ground, second would be slopes, and third characters and trees. You can like group the values in a way that looks natural, and it's simple. It's very straightforward. Like we usually, it's not that the case in this image, but we usually do too much brightness on trees, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take a photo of like a landscape, in general, trees are super dark, but the
Yeah.
ground plane usually have a brighter value. So you can doing this, you can like separate this part a little bit better. Like you don't need to do much because we want to group the shadow values, not be crazy and uh, entering the light values,
Mm-hmm.
but you can use this to separate this shadow part a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They said thank you. They took notes of everything, and that grouping makes everything way easier to understand as well. It's interesting. It's something I'd never really thought about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like a trick. Of course, it depends on the situation because, for example, you can have snow in the mountains, so the snow will be brighter than the ground that can be rock. So it's like if you consider like different color materials, this is a simple rule that like will work for 90% of situations.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, I think unless you two have got anything else to say, we can probably move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing the next few iterations on that. I know you've been sort of updating in the Discord, so it's going to be cool to see.
Okay.
I think the next one is Phoops, I think. Phoops.
Okay, this one.
Yes.
Oh,
That one,
okay.
Do you want me to read out what they've said about it? Yeah. Cool. If you're here, Phoops, say hi. They have. Hi, Phoops. If you have any questions as we go along, as always, ask away. But Phoops said they've struggled with the rendering, particularly in the bottom left corner, where it's mostly in shadow. They wanted to have a blue glow that illuminated the shadows a little bit. They've also said there's been a few color and composition issues as well, especially with lighting in the smaller details. Let me know if I got any of that wrong, Phoops, but that seemed to be what you were saying. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think, it is right. Like, the composition to me is a bit empty. Like, there is a lot of empty space here. So, like, I don't know if it has to be like this size, but I will just like almost, I don't know, cut up. Like maybe already like this is better. Just, I don't know, focus more on these three figure here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's right. Like this part of the composition is a bit too dark. So yeah, I just follow the advice. Yeah, maybe you can go with something like this, or even a bit stronger on her, to make this character pop a bit more.
Yeah, so add like a secondary light into the scene.
Yeah, because here looks like there's nothing to look in this area here. So yeah, I would definitely try to use some other light here. I'm not sure about the rendering because honestly, like the piece looks like made to be a bit rough in the details.
Yeah.
So it actually has some pretty neat detail here. But I don't mind to see the hand like made like that. It's more like an impression of it rather than a really precise one. Yeah, but
I'm not really sure what that hand is supposed to be doing necessarily. It's quite a
what?
And I don't really know what that hand pose is.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about this because it's not clear. Like the character in the back is quite nice. He's looking at the woman here, show interaction. But between the two main characters, there's no clear interaction. I mean, I think she's doing like "give me a drink."
Oh yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
But it's not that clear, and you don't see her face, so you're not sure what expression she has and her attitude as well.
Yeah, I think the pose of the central character is weaker compared to the other ones, that they are more dynamic, more like diagonal lines. Like the woman and the the with the drink. She's like super diagonal looking, super cool.
Yeah, she's
The guy
actually,
in the back also nice.
yeah, she have a big issue here, like his this arm looks like is coming from down, like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the arm would be too long. Like
Yeah.
if the elbow is too that low, like the arm will be too long.
Yeah, I did something quick, like it's probably something like this at least. I don't know. Looks maybe it's coming from this direction.
Yeah.
Something like this, maybe. It's not correct anyway, but you see, like here, you have this arm. Like here, you have the shoulder, so it's impossible that it's coming from here. Looks like another person that is giving to her.
Yeah.
It's like just still another arm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can happen sometimes when you do this kind of forearm.
Yeah, there's a guy below the table like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, other things. I think in general, yeah, you should work on this light here to give a bit more depth to these shadows. And yeah, from my side, I'm not sure about the rendering here. If I can push it much more, because like the resolution is almost there.
Yeah, it's not a big resolution.
So I don't know, but in general, I don't mind the style like this. Like beside the pose that is not quite.
It's not very clear. Is that what you mean? Or?
Yeah, very clear.
Yeah.
The rendering has its own style.
Like I don't know what the idea is for the central character, what like type of personality you want to convey with this character. But what I like about the other ones is that their torso are more bent, like they're sideways or something. And this one is like super stiff, looking forward. The torso is forward, the arms are forward. You know, like it's it can be something.
Oh. No, it's right when he's in the middle of saying something really interesting as well.
Yeah.
He should be back in a second, but oh, here he is. He's back.
For some reason, I just need to refresh.
Yeah, it's like right.
10 seconds.
It's right when you're in the middle of saying something really interesting as well. But yeah, you were saying that like everything on that character is forwards.
Yeah, she's like sitting like this, right? Super straight, and one of the hands is making a pose, but the other hand is like straight forwards. So maybe you can play with this position a little bit better. Like the legs can be to the side and the torso in the front or something to make it feel less robotic.
Yeah.
What I was saying is that sometimes you want the character to have like this straight, convict position and super serious, but I don't know, by the design it doesn't feel like this is the intention. Like it's just a regular girl. I don't know, you could have her pose a little bit more.
I was gonna say, I wonder if even like I'm not coming from a place of experience obviously, so you guys tell me what you think, but I wonder if maybe even changing the rotation of the head a little bit, because to me it doesn't even look like she's really engaging with the lady across the bar.
Maybe bringing up
bringing
up the head a little bit.
Maybe she could have like the legs a bit more towards us.
Yeah
the torso on that part, and maybe like one arm on the hips. Maybe she could look more determined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
One thing that saddens me a lot to say, but I think you don't need a cat in this theme. Like if you crop in the composition just with the 3 characters, and like cutting that part off, it will be a nice composition. Like the cat is like an extra thing. You can have it in your composition, but it's so big that you feel like, oh, it's an important element, but it's too far to the side and not quite interacting with it. For example, I would position this cat like below this lady, or like it's a partner of this lady, or it's like it can be like an Easter egg in the back, or something. But because it's in the front and it's too big, it kind of confuses me.
Yeah.
No, dogs are not better. Cats are way superior.
I disagree, but I don't want to start an all-out like cat versus dog war in the chat.
Yeah, like, but you can love cats, or you can be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. This is.
Oh, I just noticed something.
Oh, go
The
on.
guy have a flamingo in his head or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it
This
looks
is
like it's
kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
because if it's like a decoration element, like avoid having it straight up the guy's head, like looks like the thing is coming out of his head. Even so, the values don't match. Like in terms of silhouette, he's good, but this element, like right behind him, is not that good in terms of position.
Yeah, and actually has already like an illumination that looks like you have already a cold light from that side, but the rest of it doesn't have it. So yeah, I didn't realize it at all.
Yeah.
The first time I see it as well.
Yeah, in general, always try to think about the positioning of your elements, like if they're supporting the narrative, the storytelling or not. Like if something feel like it's like not adding too much, maybe you can remove it or just position in a way that fits the composition better, you know.
No, this time was good.
Yeah, this time it sounded like he was done.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think
we can go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food
Just to compliment, finish what I was saying. Like I am totally on having the cat back into the piece. Just position it in a way that it's together with this interaction between the 3 characters. Like somewhere in that area would be better, so you can focus more on the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Foop said, "Thank you. This has given me a lot to think about. I'll work on giving the central character more of a clear purpose. I don't think I thought about her enough. She's right there in the middle. You've got to think about her."
Yeah.
The cat was added in at the end when I noticed it was way too empty on the right-hand side. It'll be sad to let the cat go, but you're right. Just move them. You don't have to delete them completely if you don't want to. But yeah, thank you very much, Foops. I'm glad that helped out. So let's move on to the next one, which I believe is Vasal's. I think it was one that we said we didn't have much to talk about. Yeah, this one. It was just general improvements. There wasn't much said about this one, to be honest. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, you have. We can say stuff about this, but in general, it's not really clear to me, like which kind of character is it, because it has a lot of different elements that I don't understand that much, but yeah, I would suggest maybe here he looks really small. I don't know if it's meant to be like that. So, and the perspective is really maybe he drew it like this because it's in perspective with the shield, but it's way too strong the perspective. Maybe you can elongate his legs.
Yeah, like for me, I think his legs look kind of short. I don't know if the idea is to have a short character.
Yeah.
But if it's not, like because of the shield and like the bulky nature of the armor, kind of feels like you want to have a taller character, more bulkier character. So maybe elongate the legs a little.
Yeah, and in general, I think this kind of yeah, the perspective is too strong here. I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyway, it looks like yeah, you can elongate here anyway. Another thing is how he's holding the shield. So yeah, maybe you can make the hand a bit more on top of the shield, so like he looks more I don't know, strong.
Yeah.
It looks more like he's grabbing it instead of like pushing it over.
Yeah, it was more like this, and you can have it more like strong pose.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, this is another thing, and yeah, in general, maybe some other things about the rendering, but let me see. The material, it looks maybe too. Everything looks a bit similar here. I mean, you don't have on the shoulder is a bit stronger, the differentiation from what I think is metal, and like maybe here what you have as a, I'm not sure, this is still metal or this is
Yeah, it could be leather or something.
leather. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you can push some part of it with some highlights to show more the difference between this material. I don't know, maybe on the edge, something like that.
What about the what are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on like the lighting on the shield? Because there's sort of it seems to be like an edge highlight on all the edges.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what your thoughts are on that, if you have any, or if it looks okay to you guys. But
No, I mean it's kind of a bit randomish because it just enter in some little areas. So maybe you can improve it by making it more consistent. Not even make it more obvious in some places. Even if it's a bit strange, actually, I would remove it, or because you don't have anything in the background that justify it, and yeah, I'm not sure it's needed.
One thing that also bothers me a little bit, you have this smoke coming out of his back, but we don't see what is emitting this smoke, so it's kind of like, what is happening? It's like he has some kind of tube pipe that emits the smoke, or not. Like it kind of confuses me a little bit. If you had like the back of the character also in this concept art to show what is emitting this, would be good. Or maybe you could design it as an element that pokes out of the silhouette in the front also, so to be more clear if it's something that's coming out of the character. And if it's not, and if you think like, oh, it's like a design element or something, I think kind of breaks the silhouette of the character. Like it don't add much. And in terms of concept, I don't think anything in the front implies the idea of steampunk or something that needs to produce smoke, because it's kind of high tech. Like I will not think that you need this smoke at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other comments or anything from you guys, or?
No, I think.
I have a comment. I didn't drop out during what I was saying. So nice.
Nice. There we go.
Okay. By the way, yeah, you can. Yeah, make like this kind of light a bit more. How you say? Can.
Focused.
Focused.
Yeah. Yeah, focus a bit more the light on one point. So maybe on some focal areas like this eye on the shield, on his face, and reduce the or make it more in shadow the part that had less details. Something like
Yeah,
this.
like in general, if something's hit by the sun, like you don't have this gradient between light and dark parts because the sun is so strong. But in general, every other type of light source, it has some kind of decay. So something that is closer to the light source will be brighter than what is away. So it's like a studio light. Imagine this guy is posing in a studio. Like his feet will be darker than the head.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, and yeah, we use a lot on like character design. I see it many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got my point across, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You can move. We can move forward.
Yeah. We can go to the next one, I think.
Yep. So the next one is Abraxas, I believe.
Abraxas. This one.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Dragon one. Yeah, Melissa would like this one.
Yeah.
Chunky dragon.
Yeah,
reminds a lot. Dragonflight.
So they said they wanted to know more about the layout, the proportions, and whether it's industry ready. So
the dragon industry, yes, it's ready for the dragon industry.
He is ready for the dragon industry. He's ready to go into business.
Yeah.
Just put a tuxedo on him and he'll be ready for
dragon suitcase.
What's tuxedo?
Yeah, like
a suit.
A suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the design, I mean, I know that you want to still have a red dragon, but it's too close to the, you say, the third one, like the normal one, to me. Like, you can.
Oh, it's like a fish.
It's like a fish dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, some elements are nice, like the tail. This is cool. Maybe it could be a bit longer. Now he looks a bit thick, but yeah, maybe that is on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, maybe I don't know. Like I would say, yeah, we have something similar on our portfolio on Colony, so I just take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so as you see here, even like the red dragon, maybe you can give it some gradient in color anyway, and give it more brightness. Like the white part, yeah, you can differentiate. Maybe here you just use like a muddy red to make like his belly under belly. I don't know. Yeah. I suggest you to follow like this. So you can give it more life by differentiate the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, this is like really quick, but yeah, it helps to make it more interesting. Mm, yeah, about the concept itself. Yeah, I would say you can find like better idea, like or because I was looking for this like little
The
uh,
webs.
yeah.
Yeah.
They are really small. Maybe you can make them more obvious in your concept, since it's one of the first things that I have in mind if I think like something is moving underwater and
Mm.
it has arms.
Yeah. Oh, Abraxas
Yeah.
said that they used snapping turtles as
Oh,
food
nice.
references. So
Oh,
They are
okay,
they
yeah.
are terrifying.
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the
I'm
other
not afraid of snakes, spiders, scorpions, anything, but I'm afraid of this damn turtle.
yeah, I mean, on the other side, yeah, is I'm not sure is the best choice because it's still similar already to the dragon leg.
Mhm.
Is a reptile and it has like this kind of claw.
Like claws, yeah.
Yeah, clothes. So yeah, you can choose something much different from the dragon. So something that looks reptilian,
Mm.
and yeah, more wild with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of silhouette, shape, language, like the concept itself, the drawing, I feel it's a little too stiff in terms of proportion. Like everything is
Mm.
super bulky, and like the reference that Mattia had, like on Mooncolony's portfolio, it's different. It's not another shape of dragon, but it the the silhouette, the shapes flow more. Like you have bigger and smaller shapes. Like
Yeah.
oh, the neck can be thick and like the belly can be smaller, and the tail have a decay on thickness. You know, it's more varied,
Yeah,
interesting, more curves.
yeah,
Uh, Maybe yours it's a little too bulky
Mm.
everywhere. You know, so
yeah,
usually, for example, this part of the paw can be a little thinner than the top part, you know,
Mm.
just to make the shapes flow a little bit better.
yeah. And the tail as well. You see here is really long, even if it looks like a waste of canvas. I think is maybe necessary because you see here it looks like a really tiny tail. Uh,
Yeah,
And there doesn't really look like there's much weight to it either, because I think it's so stiff.
yeah,
But I know like a shark fin and stuff does look very stiff, but when you
yeah,
take that out of the water, then you're definitely going to get that drooping down.
yeah. Also, there's starfishes on the character
Mhm.
that make him look small because if the starfish likes a normal
yeah,
size,
Mm.
it kind of makes the dragon feel small. But you have human for reference, and the human is
It's
tiny.
tiny. Yeah.
So the starfish will be humongous, you know.
Mm.
So maybe if you want to convey his scale, he could have corals, like coral reefs on his back or something, like things that you can sense the scale a little bit better.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I know that today's the day to plug the Moon Colony stuff, but we did a cinematic for the Sunken City.
Yeah. Oh.
And one of the feedbacks was were to make the elements attached to the crab, like because it's huge,
Yeah.
it should have some kind of like minerals or things that are attached to the claws and the face of the crab.
Yeah.
So think about that. How can you improve the sense of scale of the dragon? And also like because it's a sea creature, I would colors on it, like make it feel like it's sea creature, not just tints of red like what Mattia did. Applying a little bit of purplish hues on the wing, I think it already helps.
Yeah.
But maybe more things, like you see how some fishes have different shades of color or patterns that could reinforce the idea that it's like a sea creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the chat to the Sunken City video. I know Abraxas said that they love that trailer, but I'll put it in anyway because I'm sure there's people that haven't seen it already. And it is a good sort of reference point.
I don't know if the Mooncolony's portfolio we have the image of the crab like separated, but you can pause in the video to see how we did the.
Yeah, he's gone again, but yeah, you can pause in the video to see how we did that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about this we should be done.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Abraxas, do you have any other questions? And then we can see when.
I'm back.
Hello. Do you have any other comments, Leoni?
Next one. No. That's it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Abraxas. And if you have any other questions or anything, then you can always ask them in the Discord. It's no problem whatsoever. They said, thank you so much. This has been super helpful. Glad we could help. So the next one, I believe, is the final one.
Yes.
And it is Vinyl Grex. So if you're here, then come say hi. Yes, this one. So they've said that it was their first time creating an illustration on this, in this angle. They said, I'm not sure if they mean sort of the character is in this pose or from this perspective, maybe. They want to know your thoughts on the composition and if that all looks correct, or anatomy, I suppose. Feedback on the lighting, and also if you have any tricks on how to paint hair more efficiently and effectively, then that'll be good too.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, composition-wise, I mean, here we have just the character, so I'm not sure about like the background where she wanna be or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the pose itself could work some way. Maybe some elements are a bit off, like her
wings.
The wings.
Yeah, the wings. For sure, this one could be more in perspective. Like you can see my.
Yeah, we can see the point.
Okay, this one as well. Like maybe here it could be a bit bigger. And this arm here is quite stiff, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that both arms, like their pose is not very, like, they don't convey what she's trying to do. I don't understand the pose too well. Like she's going to the side, like jumping, or what is the pose, because she's looking away to somewhere, and like the arms are kind of neutral, like they're a little bit spread apart, but like neutral in a way that it doesn't convey an emotion or something, you know. So maybe think about doing something with her arms, like if she's posing, she can have like her arms doing something different than just like going down like this.
Yeah, maybe this arm could be like more in front of her.
Yeah, like doing a powerful thing pose with magic or something else, or she can be holding an object. I don't know.
Yeah.
To look at, like she's kind of looking at something, could be a nice idea.
Yeah. Beside this, to improve, maybe I did like something really quick. maybe like you don't have any gradient in your light and shadow here. Like it looks almost not any, but the light on the hair legs is way too bright. Is almost the same of her face. So maybe for an illustration, it's good to yeah, make the focus on the important things. So in this case, is the head, since you don't have any other movement of the arm, of the hands. So you can yeah, maybe create a gradient of things. And yeah, I would as well diminish like the brightness of the wings here, since they're not that important. Maybe where you have this strong rim light, you can show a bit of you know, like this how you say it, this light coming through the flesh.
Oh, subsurface scattering, that kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do something like this and implement a bit more this strong rim light, and be careful because it's almost everywhere in your original. So it it takes out a bit depth. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's better to give it a right direction and choose wisely where where to place it. So you want to have it where you have your shadows most of the time, and you see here you use it on the light. So it is probably not possible to see this. So because the main light will hide this strong the rim light that is a bit softer in this case.
Yeah, the red light was contaminating the main lights for sure.
Yeah.
Just one thing you said about the wings, like having more perspective. I would do the same with the horns, like they are wide, like they're going to the side. Maybe if you place them like going a little bit to the front, so one of them are like more like this and one is more like this, you know, kind of looks nicer than like this, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
you could imply a little bit of perspective. I know that she's kind of looking forward, but I think the horns look too deep because of the positioning, you know.
Yeah, I think something more like this, you mean?
Yeah, probably like they can be to the sides, but they would be on an angle going forward, not like straight
up.
Yeah, to the sides, like they go this and that, you know. Like
oh
this.
yeah.
They would probably be in her forehead, going like a 45-degree angle, like forward or something.
Yeah, yeah. I do this because it's simpler, maybe to show.
Yeah, like what you did, it already makes like it's going forward, not to the sides.
Yeah. Yes.
And I would also the wings kind of look like a costume wing because of the anatomy of how the like the fingers of the wing go out of the single point. It don't feel like anatomically correct. I would search for bat wings or other creature wings as reference for how to do that. Like it usually have like a thumb sticking out of the point and like the other fingers going out like this, right? So this point, it's a little too simplified. It looks like a costume.
Yeah, I would enlarge for sure this part that is the arm itself.
Yeah.
Of the wing, and they don't. I'm not sure if they have this little here because these are fingers, so this should be the hand, right? On top.
There's a different amount on each wing as well, unless I'm blind.
Ah, yeah, you see, you mean these fingers? No, I
Fingers, yeah.
removed
No,
Oh, you
yeah,
removed one. Oh, okay.
Mattia removed one.
Oh, okay. I missed
because
that.
it felt wrong. This looks like it is on the elbow. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's imagine a wing. It's something like this, right? It's like the arm, and you have the elbow, and like a hand that sticks out. The finger sticks out.
Yeah.
So it's basically like an arm, like this in general. Of course, you don't need to respect exactly that because it can be a fantasy character and
Yeah.
can have whatever anatomy. But
there we go. He's gone again. Classic Leoni. Welcome back.
yeah, usually you want to respect some kind of naturalistic anatomy thing.
Yeah. It kind of gives me like Hanna-Barbera kind of Scooby-Doo villain vibes,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, like the original here, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, but it's for teenagers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Not the not the maybe not the costume itself.
Yeah. So maybe with this, with this changing, you have already something more like an illustration rather than like a character rendered. But yeah,
Yeah.
you need to give her a purpose to be there. So as we said, maybe change one of the arm, give her like something to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms, like what I always say is that when you do illustration, you trying to tell a story somehow. Like even if it's just a character, like doing nothing, interacting with nothing visible, you have to imply somehow what is she doing, like what is the purpose, like why should I care, you know? Like me as an audience, I want to see an image and feel something, like I want to know more about this character. So always think about that, like what is the intention? Oh, I just want to draw a pretty character. Okay, but when you do it, like try to think a little about what she's trying to imply, like what is her emotions.
Yeah, what's the personality like, you know, like.
Yeah, maybe even if you want, oh, like she's just a sexy girl flying in the air. Yeah, you can do that, but think about how pinups were made back in the day. Like they were always doing something. It just supposed to be sexy, but they create a little story like to kind of justify the pose. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, if you guys have any other comments on this, if not, then I think we can call it a day.
Yeah, I think we're good. Sorry for the technical issues, but I think
everyone.
At the end everything worked out.
Yeah. I mean, Mattia stayed in here the whole time, and so we just.
Yeah, he's the actual artist. I'm just.
So,
yeah.
I'm just substitute for Christina.
That's okay. We just know who cares the most to stick around the whole time. That's what that is. But no, thank you very much, Mattia. Thank you again, Leoni, as well for coming along. I know you're very tired, but
yeah, I didn't sleep. Okay.
Yeah. But, thanks again, everyone, for all your submissions. I'm glad that we could kind of we could take a look at everybody's today, and I will. Oh no, Leoni cutting out every 2 minutes was very funny. Good. I'm glad it was funny. But yeah, thanks everyone for.
Yeah, I was doing it off purpose.
Yeah, and if you want to get your work looked at next time, then I'll put a announcement in the Discord. So be sure you're a part of that, and stick around after the stream as well, because we're gonna try and raid someone as always. So stick around; it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll speak to you guys later. Tomorrow, I nearly forgot to mention, tomorrow we're back again to announce the winners and the the winners of the Mooncolony Enchanted Forest competition that we've been hosting over the past, I think, 6 weeks.
The envelope is inside this box, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. Be sure to tune into that, even if you didn't enter, because there's some great artwork to see. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you guys.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Next time.